Hey guys, thanks for swinging by. It's Retro Ruts. This episode is all about my first trip to San Diego Comic Con 2022. It was 3 years in the making, but we finally made it down there after being postponed for 2 years. And let me tell you, it was awesome. So let's check out some of the clips from the show, and then I'll do a brief recap and I'll show you what I picked up. Man, you guys, that experience was, I want to say breathtaking, but it was so overwhelming being there. I didn't even imagine how big the con was. San Diego Convention Center has got to be 2 football fields long and at least a football field wide. And we walked from one end to the other, doing the aisles back and forth. And it probably took us 5 hours to get from one side to the other. And man, there was so much to see. All the different booths from, Blizzard, Lego, Nintendo, Netflix, Star Wars, Disney Plus, Hasbro, Mattel. Like, obviously by the video, you saw all the amazing stuff that was there on display. Like, it's, even going back and looking at that video, it's so amazing to try to remember all the stuff that was there. Now, unfortunately, the day of the con, I got sick. So I couldn't really talk a lot during the video, and I was kind of popping myself full of cold meds to get down there, because I was not missing that after 3 years of trying to get down there. And what an experience. Like, it was just mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. One awesome thing that happened, the first 5 minutes I was there, we were in line to get our passes checked in. And just walking down the street, I walk into Ming Chun from Comic Book Men. And I just couldn't believe, like, Ming, hey man, can I get a picture? And he was super cool about it. We talked for a couple minutes. That was just like, what a start to this event. Like, I couldn't believe it. He's been on my list of guys I've wanted to meet for a long time. Obviously, I was a huge fan of Comic Book Men, so that was really cool to see. Then later that day, Kevin Smith had, I guess, converted the Tin Roof, it was a restaurant in San Diego, into a movies. So my buddy and I went down there for lunch. We just kind of did a walk-in thing. And we were about to leave because they were clearing out, because they were going to be doing a live podcast there in about an hour or two. And they had these video game machines set up, like full arcade games. And they were like video games based on, Kevin Smith's movie franchise, like the View Askew universe. So I'm sitting there playing the game, and I'm talking with the game developer about it. And then out of nowhere, this hands on my shoulder. And I'm like, what the heck? And this guy's like, oh, what do you think of the game? And I turn around, and it's Kevin Smith. Like, blew my mind. Like, someone I wanted to meet this whole trip. I wasn't able to get tickets to the show. They sold out super quick. So I was just, wow, like, awesome. Shook his hand. I was like, nice to meet you, man. He's like, good to meet you, man. And then he kind of took off. And I was playing this game while my buddy and I were waiting for our Uber to show up. And my buddy's calling me, and he's like, where are you? Like, the car's here. And I'm like, I'm inside with Kevin Smith right now. And he's like, well, I'm outside with Jason Mewes, who had just showed up on a scooter. So I was able to get a picture with both of them really quick while they were doing some type of live stream. So that was awesome. That blew my mind. I was not expecting that. And then on the last day, I was able to go and meet Mark Bernardin, who's Kevin Smith's co-host on Fat Man Beyond, which is a big podcast I know a lot of people listen to and watch. I do every week, which was awesome. And he was signing for his comic book that he had done called The Door in the Distance, which is loosely based on his daughter. So it was awesome. Got to talk to him for a couple minutes. Super solid guy, signed the book. So like, that was huge. 3 people I really wanted to meet. There was a few other celebrities I wanted to have a chance to meet or get something to sign. Unfortunately, being a newbie at Comic-Con, I didn't fully understand how a lot of things worked, and I found it really hard to kind of find details on certain things. So one of the big ones I was trying to meet, or to get something signed, was Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, somewhat created Venom, plus hundreds of other characters, obviously the McFarlane toys. But I did not know that the day he is signing, you got to go and get a ticket at like 8 in the morning. So unfortunately, I dropped the ball on that. But I mean, I'll probably have the opportunity to meet him again. I'm not too concerned about that. I did get to see Kevin Eastman as well, who is the co-creator of the Ninja Turtles. So that was kind of cool to see him in person. Okay, so for pickups, surprisingly, I didn't get as much stuff as I thought I was going to get. I really was trying to find stuff. A majority of the stuff that was there was a lot of new stuff. which was cool to see, but I was more trying to focus on the retro toys, just for my own personal collection. So I did grab a few things, which was awesome to get. First thing, I was able to finally find a carded Kingpin from the Spider-Man the Animated Series. I got a great deal on this. He's pretty hard to find, and when I do see him, he usually has a pretty hefty price tag, and online prices would have been double at least, if I got him off eBay or something like that. So awesome add to the carded Spider-Man collection. Next was something, a toy line I never see in the wild, and if you see it online, it is ridiculously expensive, and I didn't really want to spend that kind of money, but I'm always on the look for them. If I could find something cheap or like a smaller figure, I'd love to just have them, not a whole collection, but just like with my miscellaneous 80s, 90s toys. So I was able to pick up these Dino Rider figures. So I got this guy who's got his weapon, and then I think this is the character Turret? Is that his name? So he's got his weapon on him, which is super hard to find. Like, this little weapon is tiny. These characters, they're really small. Like, they're the size of what a masked figure is. So super hard to find. Awesome add to my miscellaneous Retro Rut shelf. Next, I was able to find an Extreme Ghostbusters Slimer complete. Now, this is really hard to find, and usually a complete one, you're looking like $60+. I think I scored him for about 30. So he's pretty sweet. He's a little bit of a weird character because he has to sit on this base and he spins, but I don't find it's very secure on there, so obviously this probably got lost a lot back in the days, which is why it's so hard to find them complete. Now, one big thing I was aiming for when I was down at the con is I was trying to see if I could find anything that was a San Diego Comic-Con 2022 exclusive item. And it's not just that, but something that actually said that, which I found was almost impossible to get. I don't know if it was just because of this year. I know previous years there's been different items, which have always been really cool, but this year it was just really hard. And I found a lot of the vendors, if they did have something exclusive, they didn't necessarily have it at their booth. It was going to be like available online, which to me was weird because how can it be an exclusive San Diego Comic-Con for that year if you could just go and order it? Anyone could order it from home. So that was a little disappointing. Maybe if I get to go in the future, hopefully I'll be able to pick something up at different cons. But one thing I was able to get, I forget the name of the company that had them, was this exclusive Ghostbusters Christmas pin. So I was able to grab a couple of these from my other Ghostbuster buddies, which was really awesome. I've seen this design done a few times, and they did have like a pumpkin one as well, but this Christmas one was the exclusive, so I had to get that. And they were a little bit pricey, so I didn't want to buy too many of them because I think they were at least $10 a piece. So I was able to get quite a few. I think I was able to get 5 or 6 was the max. So that's awesome. Good pickup. Glad to have got that. And then, which everyone gets when they go to Comic-Con, is you get these awesome bags. Now this one does say San Diego Comic-Con 2022 on it, so that's a nice keepsake I'll have with that. These are amazing bags. Like when I first saw them, I thought they, like when you see pictures online, I thought they might be kind of cheap, but no, they're a great quality. They got the straps on them. We wore these for the 2 days that we were there, and it's nice. They even have like buttons on them so you can seal your stuff up. And they actually held quite a bit, which was awesome. This year's was a piece of art that was done by Jim Lee. So it was a DC one. Now there's actually 2 parts to this, but me and my buddy ended up getting the same one. So unfortunately, I don't know who was on the other one, but I definitely like this one because it's got Batman and that on it. I'm not a huge DC guy, but cool keepsake. I'm definitely gonna put this somewhere and possibly display it in my office when I get finished. And then one other Comic-Con exclusive item I got. Now it says 2022 event exclusive on it, but it doesn't say Comic-Con, so I was a little disappointed with that again. Trying to find something that said that. But this was cool, and I got it for my daughter. It was a we always do the Hallmark ornaments. So this year's exclusive from the con was Spider Ghost, or I always say Spider Gwen, which is what it says, but Ghost Spider. So my daughter was pretty stoked to get this. And then I also picked up at the Hallmark booth. It's not an exclusive, but it was a Super Nintendo ornament. I'm assuming they're going to be in the stores this year, but I saw it there and I just wanted to grab it just to make sure I got it. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. Thanks for swinging by. I always appreciate when you guys watch the videos. And if you haven't already, if you can please give me a thumbs up or a subscription down below, that would be awesome. Again, I greatly appreciate it. It helps out the channel a lot. But until next time, dead or alive, you're coming with me.